a student can also have the opportunity to join the army. Somebody that has come from Africa came in to the UK as a student and still studying can also have the opportunity to join the army. I've got a couple of friends that were students and then they applied to the UK army and stopped schooling and then they are now in the military. The only requirement they are going to take from you as Commonwealth citizen who is applying from Africa or who is already here in the UK that hasn't gotten his settlement yet. If you've not gotten your settlement yet in the UK, you are still considered as a Commonwealth who is from Africa and is applying. You all are the same. So the thing they are
Okay.
going to request from you is your WASI certificate. Apart from your WASI certificate, any other certificate you pull up, PhD in what in Africa, PhD in what they don't care about it.
It's time for your broadcast. Oh, it's time for your broadcast.
All right, guys. Today we are speaking with someone who proves that the borders don't give any limitations to our ambitions. He left Ghana and then entered a new world in the United Kingdom, that's the UK, and now proudly serves in the military. His story is a blueprint for anyone chasing a bold dream. And if you've ever wondered how people actually do it, then this is the interview you don't want to miss. So I don't want to waste much of your time. Let me just go in and then allow him introduce himself so that we take it from there. Senior,
Yeah, thank you very much.
um, can you please introduce yourself to us, your background, and do just something small about yourself?
All right, I appreciate very well for the opportunity given to me this morning. So as many people know me by the name Clinton, I actually come from a smaller town, which is located in the Brahafo region, to be specific, Damanot district, which is called Sampa. That's where I grew up. That's where I attended my primary, junior high school till I had the opportunity to go to Sunyani Senior High School, which is in Brahafo. Then I had the opportunity to also go to the first nurses training college to be built in Ghana, which is also in Kumasi. That's Komfanoche Nurses Training College. So yeah, basically, I'm a Sampa guy that came up from
Okay.
nowhere, and I ended myself in the United Kingdom. And so this is what I would actually say about myself for now. Not too much to say about. Maybe as the interview start progressing, you would get to know a bit more in my challenging moment.
Oh, all right, all right. Thank you. So, if I understood you very well, meaning you had most of your education background in Ghana, right?
Yeah, my primary in Sampa, Great Kims, Casper Memorial International School. I can never forget about them.
Okay.
Yeah, so everything was in Ghana.
All right, all right. So, what inspired you to move to the UK?
Okay, so when I was in the nurses training college, I had one of my seniors educating me on how nurses are able to relocate to the United Kingdom. So he was on the same process, but at that time I was still in college, still studying. So I was so much interested in I was so much interested in that form of route as to how I can get myself being a registered nurse in a different part of the country, like the United Kingdom. So I took it upon myself to start studying what the exams was all about. So I started studying when I was in college. And then when I finished my nursing training college and I had my service at the Sampa Government Hospital, I was still studying. So within my service, after having enough information and well equipped with my studies in the route to nursing as to how you can relocate to the UK, I got super confident and I went to write my first exams. Uh, it wasn't that easy for me. I went through challenges to get to this point, to passing my exams. So that is where it all started from. So you would first start what we call the IELTS, which is an English proficiency exams. You would have to prove to the United Kingdom that this person in question can speak, read, listen, and write in English. And you have to get a band score of 7.0 for every nurse that is willing and wanting to work in the United Kingdom. So that was my first exams that I wrote. And from there, I had an opportunity to also have an employer who gave me a certificate of employment to the UK to
Okay.
come and work. Yeah, so that was where it all started from. So I came in as a pre-registered nurse, sat in down to write my various exams, like the CBT and then the OSCE, which is the practical exams in nursing. And then I finally had my PIN, or I finally had the opportunity to register with the NMC UK in the UK and having my qualifications as well. Yeah.
Oh, wow, wow, that's nice. So, which means you came into the United Kingdom as a registered nurse,
Yeah.
not a soldier, right?
No, a
Okay,
soldier.
so once you arrived, what motivated you to join the military? Because you came in as a registered nurse. You have to go through all those processes, write some exams and all those, like pass
Yeah.
through all those challenges. You got
Yeah.
there, then at once you just changed your mind and decided to join the military. What
Yeah.
was the motivation behind?
Yeah. So when I first came to the UK, just as I said, sometimes it depends on the employer who gives you the certificates of employment, certificates of sponsorship. So people work in the NHS, people also work in the care home. So I was on the part of the care home where I was a pre-registered nurse at that time. So I worked
Okay.
for them for almost 1.5 year as a pre-registered nurse, working as a HCA till I had my PIN and fully got my qualifications right. So I was there one point in time when I told myself, look, joining the military is something I'd always wanted to do. It was in my blood and I really wanted to do. Even when I was in Ghana, I wanted to be in the military. So I said, if I have the opportunity to be in a country like this, that would give me the chance to get into the military without taking me any penny. Just sit in front of my computer, just make an application and go through. I mean, why wouldn't I take that chance? So I wanted to work in a more challenging environment because in the civilian world, you can do whatever you want. But if you're in the military world, you work by rule. If it is A, is
Okay.
A. If it's B, is B. If it is C, is C. They tell you when to wake up. They tell you when to sleep. They tell you when to go for trainings. So you are being channeled to do things their way, but not your way. So I wanted
All right.
to be out of my comfort zone, you know, just to do something in
Yeah.
a more challenging environment that would make me different from my peers in the civilian world. Yeah, so basically, one of the factors was to work in a more challenging environment and also to have an opportunity to grow in the army. The army has a lot of career progressions that you can have the opportunity to go through. And the more you increase or you go ahead increasing more of your career progression, you tend to increase in ranks. Maybe today you might see me as private, tomorrow you might see me as lance jack, tomorrow next you might see me as corporal, and I start growing. That is how it is. So I also felt like the military in the UK would also give you that opportunity to be growing in height and height and height till you become somebody huge. Yeah,
All right, that sounds like a big step, right?
yeah.
So I just want you to tell us about how you learned about the process of joining the military in the UK. How did
Okay.
you come by all this process? Like, how did you know
Yeah.
that this is what
So
I have to do? This is what I have to do, and all these stuff.
yeah. So I remember there was one time. Yeah, I was walking in town. I was just walking in town, and I saw one of the normal UK buses. Yeah. So there was
Yeah.
that military poster on the buses, like they've made it attached to the bus. Then they said UK military is recruiting now. Start application. So when I saw it, I was like, damn, I didn't recruited. So I went to the nearest uh application center or military center And then I had opportunities to sit with one of the recruiters, and I asked questions about the military, how to join, how to make the application, and all that, how to also get the required documents to upload. Then they were so nice and so calm that they explained every process to me. And then they showed me where I need to make the application. They gave me the link. So when I got back home, I decided to make the application. It got to a point I was a bit um I was a bit lost because there are most of the things I didn't still understand about the application system. So I went back on TikTok and I tried searching for one guy who was called Mickey. He's also in the military. Then Mickey
Okay.
also gave me an opportunity to speak to him. And then he also guided me bit by bit, bit by bit. Then I also had a friend who had a brother in the army who also got himself involved in my application, then also helped me as well. So, I had two people helping me to make sure I put in the correct information, I put in the correct documents, and to be able to finish that sort of application. So it wasn't by my own initiatives alone. I consulted people that were already in the military that gave me that opportunity to, yeah, to do the application successfully. Yeah.
All right, that's nice. So, if I understood what you said clearly, meaning you approached the office of the military or something like that, and then they
Yeah,
gave you the
yeah,
link to go home and then apply from the house,
yes,
and then you also had some people to help you, complete all those things, right?
exactly.
All right. So, when you got there, did they give you some specific eligibility requirements, or like what? Just tell us the requirements that one has to get before qualifying to
So
join the military.
yeah, to be actually sure enough, I think with the age limit, if I'm too sure, well, I think is it 35, 35, 36. I think that's the age limit. Yeah.
Okay. So
So
that's the minimum, right?
yeah, that's the maximum. Like you can go above
The
that.
maximum. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, you
All
can
right.
go
All
above
right.
that. Yeah, so I stand to be corrected. I'm trying to be more, yeah, but I think it's 35, 36 thereabout.
So
Yeah.
what's the minimum though? What's the minimum?
Oh, so the point is you have in basic training. I even have people that were even 17 years and they were still in the army.
Oh,
You
okay.
get what I'm saying? That is to
Okay.
tell you
Yeah.
if the minimum I think is 18 years, but then if you are 17 years progressing into 18 years, you can
Okay.
actually join. But if you are 17 and you are still in the army, because you've not gotten to that point of having that being 18 years, anything you do, you will have to they will have to consult your parent, or they'll have to seek consent from your parent or from your guardian. Let's say we are in the basic training, we are going for a holiday. If you are under 18 years, you'll have to consult your guardians. You have to sign a form that shows that they are leaving their son to go down for a holiday or for a Christmas break. Whereas those that are 18 years and above do not need any guidance or guardians to go for an holiday. They just only have to book their
All
holidays
right.
and go straight away. You get what I'm trying to? But if you're under 18
Yeah.
years, so I had, that's what I'm saying. I had friends that were 17 years and they were still in the army.
17. Okay.
Get what I'm trying to say?
All right.
Yeah, so I
Sure.
think the minimum age range not to be bonded by any form of concept from your parents or from your guardians, it will be 18 years and above. That one they think you are so mature to do whatever you want to do in the UK. But if you are lesser than that, sometimes your freedom is being infringed because they have to consult your guardian. Even if you are going somewhere out of the camp, you have to make sure they get into contact with your parents. Let your parents know
Okay.
you're on the train going down to this particular city, so that if in case anything happens, your parents will not hold responsible for that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what about some educational qualifications and then the physical requirements before you can join the
Yeah.
military?
So for the educational qualifications, I tell
And
I
also,
tell
I
people.
want you to discuss the citizenship. Like, can
Yeah.
someone apply? outside the UK? I want you to like tell us all this.
Okay, so one, I'll tackle the educational qualification here. So now,
Okay.
with the educational qualification, if you're from the Commonwealth, like I am, Ghana, Kenya, Zimbabwe, those people, if you join, they are not actually in concern with your degree, your PhD, your master's that you've had in Africa. No.
Okay.
The only requirement they are going to take from you as Commonwealth citizen who is applying from Africa or who is already here in the UK that hasn't gotten his settlement yet. If you've not gotten your settlement yet in the UK, you are still considered as a Commonwealth who is from Africa and is applying. You all are the same. So the thing they are
Okay.
going to request from you is your WASI certificate. Apart from your WASI certificate, any other certificate you pull up, PhD in what in Africa, PhD in what, they don't care about it. But if the qualification is a qualification from the UK and you are from the Commonwealth countries and maybe you schooled here, you had that qualification here, they would actually approve of that qualification. Yeah. But from
Yeah.
Africa, they don't actually, because the qualification is from Africa, they don't actually, you get what I'm trying to say. So the only thing
Sure.
they put much concern on is your WASI certificate. So you upload your WASI certificate and boom, that's it. They don't request for any other thing again apart from your WASI certificate. You get it.
Okay.
And then
Yeah.
the next question was uh
The that's the body requirement.
yeah, so with the body requirement of joining the UK military. So when I was joining, uh, uh, one thing I actually got to find out was about tattoos. Yeah, yeah. One thing I got to find out was about
Yeah.
tattoos. So I didn't have a tattoo on me anyways in the first place before I was joining. So those that really have tattoos on them should also be quite, you know, careful on it before joining the UK military. Yeah. So and apart from that, uh, you would go for a medicals with a body requirement. You also go for a medicals where they have to make sure that you don't have scoliosis or kyphosis. When I say scoliosis or kyphosis, I'm trying to mean you have a good body posture. Yeah, when you say, when you on chair, say, or
Okay. Yeah.
you're straight or you're not like this. You
Yeah.
know, you have
Like
to
they
get
want to make
that.
sure everything is perfect.
Everything is in alignment. Yeah. So they
Yeah.
would they would they would see it for themselves. They will examine it for themselves to make sure you are not falling in between those kind of conditions as well. And yeah, with the beards as well. Now, the UK Army also gives you the opportunity to leave beards, but to up to a standard where you can shape in them very well, keep them neat, or you put an oil beard in them just to make them quite good enough to be presentable. Yeah,
Okay.
so that is why I still have my beards on, but once in a while I cut them, I keep them clean, I put in my beard oil, and make sure they are up to the standard. So before then, it wasn't like that. But now it is like that. And one thing about we, the Commonwealth, is we also have razor bumps all the time when we tend to shave, down to the skin. So when I was in basic training, it was so much down. And then I also presented myself to the medical team and I told them, this is what I get when I shave it so long. And I presented the evidences to them and they understood me as well. So these are some of the things you can also let them know about you. Yeah, but and then so yeah, so body, your body physically, that's what you can actually
Okay.
have a check on. Yeah, to make sure you don't have scoliosis or kyphosis. You're actually strong enough. You know.
All right. But then do they check whether you are tall, like to a certain height, you are fat, or like all those
No,
things?
that is why I've not talked about that because the UK Army doesn't doesn't look at how. tall or short you are, doesn't care if you have a bow legs or not. No,
Okay.
doesn't care about that. The UK Army doesn't care if you have an eye problem, because if you have an eye problem, they would get a medical team to get you glasses that suit your eye. So I had a friend in basic training. We were going on an ACMT, like a shooting range, and then whilst we were shooting with our physical eyes, he was shooting with his glasses. He got his glasses on, and pim pim.
Wow.
To be honest, he got his shots so well that he never missed
Everything
the
was perfect.
target. But whereas we that have a physical eyes, some of us miss our targets. So the UK Army wants to tap into your brains. What's so special
Okay.
in the head, in the brains? So the eyes got nothing to do with you not being able to join the army. They'll provide you with glasses. I mean, if you have bow legs, they don't care about it. So far as you can put on boots with them and walk and train, you don't have a problem. And also, uh, the BS is also not a problem. You're cool to go with the BS. You can make dreadlocks if you want to. You get what I'm trying to support. So far as you
Yeah.
can keep them clean, you can make dreadlocks. You can make twists. You can make afro. Like so far as you keep them clean and nice. You get what I'm trying to say? Yeah. So the army
Sure.
doesn't refringe upon a lot of things like the Ghanaian army does.
Okay.
Yeah. So we don't
So
care
everything
about
is
the
quite
size. We don't
simple
care
over
about the
there as
weight.
compared
And,
to what we have in
and
Ghana.
yeah, and then wisdom. Listen, if you are even fat, yeah, and you get into the army basic training, I'm telling you, after 3 months, you see yourself. You
Does it mean
you
the training is too tough to the extent that it is going to make you lose a lot of weight?
yeah, yeah, it's intense. The training is very intense, and that you would lose weight if you like it or not. You will lose weight. The training is intense because each and every time you are, the least you can go is a 2K run. The least you can go is a 2K run. So before I completed my basic training, I was made to run 2K 2K under 10 minutes 50 seconds.
Ooh.
So it's like running from my house from Sampa to Kable under 10 minutes 50
Under
seconds.
10 minutes.
50 seconds.
Ooh.
And before I joined, I couldn't do that. But on that particular day, with a series of trainings I have been through, this was absolutely nothing to me. So that is how the army can train you to get yourself fit in a position where sometimes you think, look, if a military man is not fit at all, not his 2K run, he can never beat me.
Even I was actually going to ask about the kind of assessment you have to complete before officially joining the military. Like
Yeah,
some of the taxes you have to do, like some
yeah,
I don't know whether you people do the press ups, you go to the gym, you do some
yeah.
runnings and
So
all those stuff.
basically, this is about the fitness test. So when you are called for the assessment, and you go to the ass- uh, assessment center, for my time, they camped me for 2 days. All right. So
Okay.
first of all, when you get there, you would meet the medical team. This is what I was saying. They will examine your body. They'll do everything. They'll do uh, uh, electrocardiogram. They would actually put things on your chest just to make sure they're able to locate. They are able to take readings of your body. Let me put it that way. And also, they'll check your blood pressure. They'll do all that to make sure you don't have any signs of high blood pressure.
Okay.
Then after that, you do what we call the Army cognitive test. That test is to determine the potential of you as an individual wanting to join the army. So it's called the Army Cognitive Test. So you also go ahead and do that test. That test alone, when you have a higher mark, that will tell them what role they need to give you. That will tell them the potentials in you.
Yeah.
So the
Okay.
more you score a higher mark, the more you have roles that they would want to fit you in because of your IQ. And when you fail, you can't have the opportunity to join the army because you failed the army cognitive test. So you should be in the past mark range. You get what I'm trying to say? To get
Sure.
through. So after the army cognitive test, you do what we call the uh medicine ball throw. Yeah. The medicine
Yeah.
ball throw. The medicine ball throw is when they'll give you a round ball, yeah, like this in your hands, which is like 4 kg. Yeah. So this is how you're
Yeah.
gonna sit. You'll sit leaning to a wall like this. Then you hold the ball this way. All right. Then they will
Sure.
ask you to push the ball further away from your body. So they are testing the strength of your arms and how well you can push a 4K ball furthest away from your body. So there are marks on the floor. Until maybe a ball never wherever the ball is going to fall, they'll look at the measurement and measure. So there is a point where if the ball doesn't get to that point, you might fail it. So you are looking for a point where you have to push it so harder that to go further above that mark. That is the mid ball, medicine ball throwing. And we have the mid tie pool. Mid tie pool is you'd actually walk in front of a bar that has already been set for you. So you place your two hands on the bar because the bar has already been set up to the middle of your thighs. Then you hold the bar, then you pull the bar upwards for 5 seconds. So the bar is heavy in such a way that you are looking at your ability to hold it for 5 seconds with that particular weight on. You get what I'm trying to say? So
Sure.
that one
Sure.
as well, they are looking for a particular range for it. And you have to also pass that range. And then the third one is the beep test. Beep test has to do with you running in between two lines that are 20 meters apart from each other. All right. And so
Yeah.
there is a sound that starts when you start running in between those uh, lines that are 20 meters apart from each other. So when you start, the sound of those beep tests are quite slow. So if you are standing on line A, you would hear beep, then you run to line B. When you run to line B, you hear another beep. That means that get ready, go to line A again. Then you hear another sound, beep. That means go to line B again. You hear another beep, go to line A again. So that is how it is going to be. So the more it progresses, the more the beep sound becomes faster. So now, as it is going beep, beep, now you hear it beep, 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 and
Okay.
you have to get to the line before before you hear another beep sound to alert you to move to the next line. So if you don't get there right on time for 3 consecutive times of calls you make on that, you will be disqualified.
Oh,
Hope
cool.
you get where I'm
Uh,
coming from.
sure. Sure.
Yeah. So basically, that is what you do at the assessment center to get yourself through the assessment. And when you're done, you'll be called and you'll be given a certificate with your name on that shows that yeah, you finally initiated into the army. And during my time, wisdom, I was so sad in such a way that one of my friends couldn't go through because his blood pressure was quite high, and they saw
Oh.
a sign of.
So,
high blood pressure, hypertension. So quickly call him out of the squad. Yeah.
all
Yeah.
right. All right. So, I think you left one of my questions. I was
All right.
asking if you have to be a resident in the UK before you can join, or like you didn't specify. Even though you said when you're in Ghana, they are like you are part of what like you explained that.
Yeah.
But to talk of the residency, do I have to be a citizen of the UK or a resident in the UK before I can join?
Okay. So thank you very much for that question. So when you're in the UK already and you're on the route of your settlement, maybe you're on the route of having your indefinite leave to remain. You've not had it yet, but you came in as a skilled migrant visa. Skilled migrant visa, like you came in as a health worker or a carer. You can have the opportunity to join the army. All right. A citizen
Okay.
can also have the opportunity to join the army. And then a student can also have the opportunity to join the army. Somebody that has come from Africa, came in to the UK as a student and still studying, can also have the opportunity to join the army. I've got a couple of friends that were students and then they applied to the UK army and stopped schooling and then they are now in the military. So if you hold a student visa in the UK, you can still apply into the UK army. If you hold a skilled migrant visa in the UK, like the carers, like the healthcare assistant, you can still join the UK army. If you're a citizen, you can still join the UK army. And then if you are from a Commonwealth country where you are not settled in the UK yet, you are applying from Africa. The army can also sponsor you. When time is due for your assessment, they'll give you a letter. You apply for your visiting visa. You come over and do your assessment. If you pass your assessment, that is it for you. The army is going to
All right.
start
So does it mean
processing the documents.
when I come to the UK as a visitors, like when I'm on a visitors visa to the UK, I can actually join the military, right?
Yes,
Is that what you're saying?
if you have a visitor's visa for like 6 months, yeah. Let's say wisdom now the army application can take you a full 1 year. Yeah. So let's say yeah, the whole I did my application for a whole 1 year. That was when now I got into the army because you'll be doing a series of questionnaires. Go and do this, bring that, bring medical report from Ghana, bring that. So now, imagine wisdom. You are being given 6 months visiting visa. Maybe you're coming to visit me. I'm your brother. They give you 6 months visiting visa, and you come and stay here and apply for the UK army. Maybe within that 6 months of you being here, the army has not called you yet. So don't risk yourself and stay here more than the visiting time. Go back to your country whilst the application is still running. If the application runs to a point where you think it is getting near to my assessment, you can do another visiting visa. Then come at that time, the application has already matured.
Okay.
So with that visiting visa you have, you can go in for your assessment, and when you pass, that's it. Or you can start the application whilst you are in Africa. Then the application gets matured, maybe in the middle. Then you start working on your visiting visa. When you get a visiting visa for 6 months, and then it's left with 6 or 5 months to be called for assessment. Within that time frame, you're already in the UK
Sure.
with your
Sure.
visiting
That's
visa.
much more though.
So
Yeah.
you can have the opportunity to actually go for your assessment. So if you have a visiting visa and your application is still on at that point, any issue or it just meets up with it, you can get away with it and go for your assessment.
Okay.
And
All
the
right.
military is going to change your document status from being a visiting visa to having uh this particular visa where they give to it's called an exempt visa. So you are out of immigrational control. Yeah.
Okay.
And then the most interesting part is if you join the let's say if you're already in the UK and you've been in the country for 3 years or 2 years and you join the military. Yeah. Now before you can get your citizenship, yeah, you have to be in the army or you have to be in the UK, like you have to be in the army for 5 years before you can get your citizenship. So imagine
Okay.
you've already lived in the country in the civilian world for 3 years already. So if you join the army, you're not going to start in the army 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years again. So that 3 years is already counted as part of it. So you only need 2 years in addition to the 3 years to apply for your citizenship.
Oh wow.
You get
Wow.
where I'm coming from?
Sure,
And
sure,
if you
sure.
don't want to apply for your citizenship, when you are 4 years in the country, in the military, you can apply for your indefinite leave to remain. That is your own thing. So if I've been in the country for 3 years before joining the army, I need only 1 year to complete in the army to be able to apply for my indefinite leave to remain as my settlement. Whereas my brothers that are from the Commonwealth countries that have not lived here for even a year would have to start the whole process by being with the army for 4 or 5 years to be able to be eligible for their settlement. But before that, the army will give you a document which is an exempt visa. An exempt visa means you're out of immigrational control. You get what I'm trying to say?
Sure,
And
sure.
when you stop the army before their contract set dates, they can take or dismantle your exempt visa. They can take back their visa away from you.
Three.
So that is how it is. But when you finally get your citizenship or your indefinite leave to remain, that one they can't take it away from you. But with the exempt visa, if you don't serve the number of years you are looking out for, they can actually take their visa away from you because that is what brought you in the country in the first place. And so if you are not with them, they'll take back your exempt visa. Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much. I know for now, most of the people watching us are learning a lot. So
Yeah.
let's take it from the training side to some other aspects. Now let's look at some of the benefits you get for joining the military, like the career and then the financial advantages.
Yeah. So there are lots of advantages you can get in the military. One, I talked about your route to settlement. Yeah.
Yeah,
It will be quite easy for you to have your, settlement, be it your indefinite leave or citizenship. Is something that is you are going to be assured of.
all
And
right.
secondly, if you are also married or you have a spouse already, the army would also give you a bedroom apartment, where you will live there with your wife and your kids if you have any, and you would only pay a token of it. You're not going to pay that much. It's just a little from the civilian world. Maybe if it's two-bedroom apartment, if the civilian world is paying maybe 1,500 pounds in a month, you might be ending up paying like 300 pounds
Oh,
or
okay.
£250. Do you get it?
Sure.
So you don't pay that much. And then thirdly, if you want a career progression, maybe you've served in the army for some time, you want to transfer to do something different, or you want to be in a different qualification, you can speak to your chain of command that, look, I've served for this number of years and I may want a career progression. I think I would want to learn this part of this in this field. The army is also going to sponsor you and get you through a career progression system. You get it? Where you can now try to learn something different that you want to learn. Already, the army has trained you in a trade because there are so many trades in the army. Yeah, you
Yeah.
can be in the Royal Engineers, you can be in the REMI, you can be a recovery mechanic, you can be a vehicle mechanic, you can be in the at the signals. You can. There are so many roles. So the army will train you where they think you are fit to go. And after serving for some number of years, and you think that, look, I don't think I like Royal Engineers. I don't think I like DM. I don't think I like this role. You can speak to your chain of command and they could work you out and see if you can do this or you can do that. Then they will help you have that career progression. And then as well, just as I said, if you have your indefinite leave or your settlement, sometimes if you want to stop the army and also maybe you want to go back to the civilian world to work, There are some of the job roles like the RIMI, which is the vehicle mechanic or recovery mechanic. When you are in it, they do a Cat B and Cat C plus E driving lessons for you and practicals to do. So at the end of the day, when you are done with the training, you know how to drive bigger trucks. You
Okay.
know how to fix cars. So you have that qualification already. So one day, if you don't want to join the army and you want to go back to the civilian world, you have those qualifications. You have the opportunity to open your mechanic shop. You have the opportunity to be a truck driver for companies, and that's also going to earn you something. Yeah. So basically, these are some of the little things, and then the pay is also encouraging because at the end of the day, you are not paying so much for your bills, your housing. You get what I'm trying to say, and
Sure,
it gives
sure.
you the opportunity to save. And also, it will also give you the opportunity to bring your loved ones, like your parents, like your uncle, like your sisters. Just as I had the opportunity to bring my mom to the UK for the very first time, it
Wow.
was because I used my documentations as a military or a serving soldier to give my mom an opportunity to come to the UK without
Wow.
difficulties,
Wow.
without any challenges. And it was so smooth. You can have that opportunity to bring your loved ones. You can have that opportunity to bring your friends. You can have that opportunity. It's a lot because your documentation signifies a lot to the immigration board when you are inviting somebody over. Yeah.
Okay. So, and any plans for the military personnel, like let's say the pension? I'm talking of pension. Like any
Yeah.
pensioner plans for the military.
Yeah. There is always a plan for that. And you would have to be serving for some number of years as well. Yeah, I don't know if it is it 20, 22 or 23. I stand to be corrected on that. Yeah. So yeah, you would get pension depending on the number of years you've been able to serve in the army. I think if you leave it before that time, you're not going to get it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you should be able to be in the army for that number of years. I don't know if it is 21 or 22 years. Yeah, something like that. But I stand to be corrected.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't be too much sure on that. But yeah, your that one is rest assured. And wisdom, the point is how many people do you see been in the army for that long? Sometimes somebody will be in the army 5, 6, 7 years and that's it. He or she ends it and he wants to have a freedom, go back to the civilian world and just operate. And then one thing, if 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 supposing something happens to you in the military, you went somewhere, you lost your eye, you lost your leg, you lost your arm, the army is going to compensate you for that. They will
Wow.
discharge you medically, but they will give you a huge sum of money that could change your life for the rest. That could change you and change your life for your entire, you know, generations. Like you'll be okay. They'll give you housing. They'll give you a huge sum of money. They'll give you everything you need, just so you don't go outside to beg.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Thank you for the insights given us today. So I want you to, give some advice to those who are in Ghana or in other parts of the world and they want to get this same opportunity and join the military in the UK. What kind of advice do you have for them?
Okay. So my advice is, one, if you are in Ghana or if you're in a different part of the world and you think they are not giving you the opportunity to be, because you you have an eye issues, because you have a bow legs, because you are short, because you are tall, I'll just tell you one thing from my heart, that don't let that be a distraction to you. Never let that be a distraction to you. The UK Army would actually give you the opportunity to become part of them. You might not be physically strong as in what they are looking for, but I assure you, they will train you to become who you really want to become. So, this is the time. He ain't giving you the opportunity. This is the time to grab your laptops. This is the time to make your applications. This is the time to make questions about your own life and where you want to get your life to. You get what I'm trying to say?
Sure.
So, I have to put this on board. And right now, the application for Commonwealth countries have been closed. There are times they open them, there are times they close them. But for now, it has been closed. And if you are from a Commonwealth country and you're already in the UK and you have 3 years residency, you can actually apply for now. But there are
Okay.
times they open the application and tell them every Commonwealth country can start applying now. There are times they close it and tell you it's had enough of the Commonwealth. So now, if you have 3 years residency in the UK as a Commonwealth, you can. So they are trying to squeeze the Commonwealth people for the time being because they've already had enough.
Okay.
You get what I'm trying to say?
Sure.
But then, if there's an opportunity, they'll open it back again and start recruiting. Yeah. So that's my advice. Just do what you know how to do best. Make sure you don't drink. Make sure you don't smoke. Make sure you don't do drugs. If you want to join the army, make sure you don't do drugs because it's actually prohibited. You don't have to be doing drugs to join the army. And also, there are some gene protein shakes you shouldn't have them. The army has a website where you can get all those gym uh, products approved gym products from the army where you can get them to buy. But then you shouldn't go to a random shop and start buying those protein shakes thinking, oh, army, the UK army is all about you building up, you having muscles. So the UK army doesn't care about muscles. The UK army doesn't care about how tall, how giant you are. No, they are interested in your physical fitness and your brain. Keep yourself clean, from drugs. Say no to drugs. Say no to, alcohol. Say no. There are a lot of things. If you want to be fit, you just have to abstain yourself from. So, uh, just I have had the opportunity to join. You can also have the opportunity to join. You can be in one particular village. It doesn't matter. You can do your application, and they are going to treat everybody equally, like they do to everybody. You get what I'm trying to say? Yeah.
Sure.
So keep your heads up. Just do what you know how to do best, and when the right time gets you surely get through. Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much for sharing your journey, and I know your insights are going to, be of benefit to those watching this interview. And then we hope to have you on this channel again so that you educate us more on
Yeah.
even life in the UK, everything that's concerning the UK. Like
Yeah.
we will be happy to have you on this channel again and then talk about all those things. Thank you very
Yeah.
much. And may
Oh, you're
God really
welcome, my
bless you.
brother.
Guys, do well to subscribe to the channel. Make sure you share for others to also come in and watch. We do learn here. We educate ourselves over here. Yeah, so make sure you share for others to also come in and watch. We are here to educate ourselves and then learn. Thank you for joining and see you in our next video. Bye bye.
All right. Bye bye. Thank